Wisecrack Nation and YouTube community. This is your boy Navi here, coming at you with my review and recap of Season 5's finale of The Flash. This one is titled Legacy. Now, because it's the finale, we all know that everything's gonna be bigger and better. But we have to realize one thing: we're gonna lose someone. So with everybody gearing up for the last battle, I wonder who we're gonna lose and what we're gonna see as the outcome. Alright everybody, let's get into this episode. Well, we pick up from where we left off on last episode as Ralph gets shot by the mirror gun. Unfortunately, it doesn't bode so well for Ralph as he winds up being turned into a stone paralysis state. This episode just went from really mild to really intense just at the snap of a finger. Now we return to Star Labs with the team going over Ralph's medical status and seeing that he's basically a reverse of himself. So since he would normally be rubbery and elongated, he's now solid and unstructured. So it's now up to everyone to try to figure out why he did what he did and how to help him get out of that state. As we return to CCPD, we see Joe and Cecile talking to Captain Singh, and both Barry and Nora going over the crime scene to find anything they can to help them figure out any possible leads. Well, luckily they find wood fragments, but now they have to figure out where they come from. And right then and there, Cicada can realize that's where she messed up. And now we return to the woods with Cicada II, or where Gracie's hiding out, to see her still talking to herself mentally, or her Uncle Orland's illusion, to where she decides she's gonna fix Dawn's time sphere and go back to the night of the particle accelerator explosion. I knew this chick was bat crap crazy, but I didn't know she was that crazy. She really wants to get rid of all the metahumans, including herself. In what way, shape, or form is it okay to kill yourself? What is wrong with some people? Go ahead and kill yourself, but don't kill me along with you. Well, I can say this is a great satisfaction in my voice. Thank goodness for Sherlock coming through and going through Ralph's cases as he's found out why Ralph did what he did and notified the team that it's not only Cicada that they should be worried about, but Dawn. Because if they destroy the dagger in the present day, they destroy the dagger in the future as well, in which the Reverse Flash will be able to free himself from prison because it's the only thing dampening his speed at the moment. Ooh, I know that was a lot of research to go through. Well, it seems it's that time for Cisco to do the unthinkable and reveal himself and his identity to his so-called girlfriend, Camilla. As he meets up with her at Jitters, they begin to talk about the metahuman crisis that happened over at the CCPD, in which Cisco relays all the information that happened because Camilla wanted to go ahead and take pictures of what happened at that scene, in which Cisco tells her everything that she was unaware of, that he's Vibe, and that he's a metahuman with powers. But the best thing to come out of it is that she's so accepting and understanding of it that Cisco can't help but be grateful because she seems like the perfect woman. And to me, I think she is. Hey, I wish I wish more women and men would accept each other for who they are rather than what they bring or what they look like. Well, it seems we have the much needed father-daughter talk at Star Labs as Barry confronts Nora as she realizes her role in Thawne's plan. But luckily, with Barry's past, he encourages her to be a better hero because even though she's messed up just like he has, you can only learn from each and every mistake that you make along the way and become a better hero for the future. And once again, thank goodness for Sherlock, as Caitlin and Cisco couldn't figure out how to wake up Ralph. It seems that Sherlock, of all people who isn't even a scientist, was able to figure out the only way to wake him up or get him out of his state was to shock him or blast him. How is it that on a team of scientists and superheroes, the only person that's making headway and who's the MVP of the entire season is the person who's from another Earth and a master detective? Luckily, after waking Ralph up, the alarms at Star Labs go off and give off a possible location to where Cicada II is because of the evidence that Barry and Nora found earlier. But the one thing that shocks me the most out of this entire outcome is that Nora, of all people, has a plan that can help them stop Gracie, aka Cicada #2. Oh, this ought to be real interesting. Let's just put it this way. If it doesn't work, it confirms my theory in that she's a screw-up. If it does work, I'll eat a plate of crow and never say a thing bad about her again. Well, it seems so far that the plan is pretty solid, thought up by Nora, as they use Cecile as an early warning detection system when going through the woods, in which case Cecile plays an emotional EMP detection system. Because once they find her, they're gonna transport her back to Star Labs and hold her within a containing cell in order to get Gracie to agree to taking the cure. How is it that this team of superheroes has so much drama and strife to go through each and every episode? I really don't get it. Well, it seems that Nora's plan's starting to go off without a hitch. So while Cicada II is trapped at Star Labs trying to bust out using a dagger, Nora has entered Grace's mind and is trying to convince her to take the cure. Unfortunately, psychotic Uncle Orland, aka Cicada, is still protecting Gracie, but fortunately for Nora, she came in with her own version of Orland to help convince Gracie in order to take the cure. Because if she doesn't, she's gonna end up like her older version, killing people. I couldn't imagine being that little girl, coming to find out that when I get older I become a serial killer. This is why people say you wind up becoming a product of your home and environment. Now we're at the point where Cicada #2 has escaped Star Labs and is back on her way to the forest. And the moment she gets there, she goes on the attack and takes down the entire team. And I know what you're thinking. Didn't Gracie just take the cure? And the answer is yes. But the sad fact about that is the shard that's implanted in her head is counteracting the cure and not working for young Grace. So if I'm a member of Team Flash in the woods, I have to realize how screwed I am. And unfortunately, because Cicada #2 is still there, there's only one other option to stop her, and that's destroying the dagger. Luckily, Barry gets that chance as Cisco throws it to him through a portal, and destroys it before Cicada number 2 can kill Nora. But unfortunately, when doing that, at that moment then and there, Barry does what he doesn't want to do at the very beginning, and that's release Eobard Thawne, aka Reverse Flash. Now with Cicada II defeated, it's time to get down to the second final boss of the episode, as we see Eobard Thawne starts off by going on a killing spree of security guards at Iron Heights Maximum Prison. Luckily, Excess and Flash go to the future and reverse time before he can kill the guards and confront him. Well, it seems that this episode has turned from a season finale into a gameplay of Injustice 2, as we see Reverse Flash using after images to make a double of himself so he can outrun both Access and the Flash at the same time. I'm still kinda confused on how both Barry and Nora can get their butts whooped by Eobard Thawne. But luckily for Barry and the team, at the last moment, a breach opens and Thawne's time spirit comes through and smacks him dead in the face, in which the squad comes out and Team Flash is together in the future. Thawne, it's time to get your ass kicked. The one thing I hate about superhero shows the most is when a bad guy monologues over his plans and how he brought the team together or whatever. But the one upside to this is how everyone on Team Flash comes together to beat the hell out of Thawne. From opening vibe portals, to freezing, to elongated punching, to shooting, and to lightning punches. That has been nothing but spectacular. Unfortunately, there's a downside to everything, as you see Nora is about to finish off Thawne, but we see that one thing that happens that we don't believe. She's starting to disappear like Gracie did earlier. It seems that destroying Cicada's dagger also affected her and her timeline as well. Unfortunately for Barry and Iris, they had to face the fact that they're about to lose their daughter. As Nora said, she didn't want to go into the negative speed force and become like Thawne. She wanted her legacy to be something great. And for the simple fact that she was surrounded by the people who loved and cared for her, she knew that was good enough for her. But unfortunately, Team Flash lost his youngest member in Excess. After everything that has taken place in 2049, Team Flash returns to 2019 and begins anew again. As Sherlock departs from Earth 1 to go back to his Earth and be with his girlfriend Renee, he says his goodbye to the whole team and congratulates Ralph on becoming a young master detective. In which afterwards, Cecile and Joe get a text from Captain Singh for them to meet up at CCPD and to bring Barry along with them. Now the rest of the team must figure out what to do and how to move on from the actions that have happened in the future. It seems that after returning from the future, Team Flash has started to make changes in their present lives and the present timeline as to what's going to happen in their lives as of now. Cisco's decided to take the Medicare, in which he's relieving himself of his powers and his title of superhero vibe. Captain Singh is stepping down from being captain and becoming the new chief of police, in which he's left Joe in charge as captain. And on top of that, Captain Singh has made a shocking reveal in which he's known all along that Barry's the Flash. Even though there's so many good things to come out of this situation, there's still one bad. Nora didn't make it through and is still erased from the timeline. Fortunately, Barry and Iris go through her journal and find a video message left on a memory card that they loaded into Gideon's podium and watch together to see that she's proud of meeting her family, getting to know her father, and leaving behind a legacy that can never be tainted by Eobard Thawne or anyone else. I know I've given Nora a lot of negative comments this season, but I'm glad to see that she lived up to her full potential and became the superhero that she wanted to be. But it seems that even though season 5 is coming to an end, the timeline has changed once again as we see Barry's future message of the Flash disappearing in 2024 start to diminish and become a different year. It seems that later on in 2019, the Flash is gonna vanish once again. It doesn't say what month, but we'll have to be ready for it. Oh boy. I guess Eobard Thawne wasn't joking when he said he'll see them in their final crisis. Well, Wisecrack Nation, it seems that we've made it through the season finale. It's time for me to head back into the Speed Force and see where I come out next. Space, Earth, Friedland, the future, the past, it all depends. But I'm very thankful for you all taking this journey with me. We started this channel with the Flash, and we're going to keep it going. But for right now, everybody, you can help me out by doing me a favor and checking out some more of our videos, such as the Orville, Black Lightning, 7 Deadly Sins, or just checking out our friends on the 450 Legion Gaming channel. Oh, and if you want, I left a poll at the beginning of the video just for you guys, so go ahead and check that out once you get the chance. But for right now, I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna be reacting to next. But for the rest of you, if you know what I'm gonna say it with me. Be wise, crack hard, and keep coming back, people, because we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going till we make this channel the best that it can be. Peace, everybody.